Hey, it's Gino from Stop
Talking about
This is the complete Hendley collection. This is all of them. Now, the reason why I've had these for such a long time and the juice hasn't gone down too much is because I'm a light sprayer, first of all. And also I just wanted to see them together with pretty much filled levels, so it looked like a full set. But yes, I think now I'll be able to enjoy them a little bit more heavily. Let me just put on Blonde because I've been waiting for this for a long time. Blonde. I ran out of Blonde, the sample, for maybe over a couple of months, and I was just kind of craving it. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's been a year and 5 months since I first got my sample set, my discovery set from Hans Hendley, and the first thing that hit my nose was a sample that he had inside that I requested, that I was searching for because I heard of his work and Bloodline at the same time, from American Perfumer. I reached out when I bought my discovery set and I said, do you have just an ounce of that? Or not an ounce, just a drop of it. I just wanted to know what it smelled like. And this was after all the bottles had been sold. And he sent me a sample of it, which is incredibly amazing. but a bit of it had trickled out of the atomizer. So when I received it, I was hit in the face by Bloodline. So that was the first thing that hit my nose from the entire thing, and I hadn't sprayed anything yet. It was just what was coming out of the box. So that was pretty much my first indie perfume. That was my entry into indie perfume. Before that was pretty much just designer fragrances, and I was a little thrown back by it because I was like, what have I just done? Because if you go from designers and just go straight into Bloodline, it is kind of scary, because you're like, I don't know if I like this, or I don't like it, or I can't get enough of it. Now, after sampling them and wearing them a bunch, I'm guessing what people would wonder is, what are my favorites? And there are none of them I dislike. There are none of them I dislike. I don't like that sentence. I guess it comes down to wearability. If I don't wear it a lot, that would probably mean it's not, my favorite. But this is my favorite perfume house. So the one I wear the least is Moan. And when I was collecting these, I knew I wanted certain ones over the others. So getting this was more of just like part of completing the set. But the more that I spray this, the more I love it. So if I were to put this in order, let me do that right now. For a long time, Rosenthal was my favorite out of all of them, and I still love the idea behind this and what the description of the fragrance is and what's in it. And as much as I want to smell rose as like a sweet, jammy rose, this is more of a dry, prickly texture. So yeah, this has fallen back because of these other ones, but it's tough. These sometimes, as far as wearability, I think these are interchangeable. Fume that's hard too, because actually this isn't my favorite. It's hard because I actually like this. Perfume is so good though. Yeah, it's so good. Perfume is so good. But come on. It's tough. The differences between these in my ratings is very small, but it is amazing to see all these together. Holy smokes! So if you're unfamiliar with Hans Hendley's work, get the Discovery set. The Discovery set is worth like its weight in gold, and it's just amazing to sample all of those, and you get a pretty good deal of, I don't even know if you get all these. You might get all of these, I'm not sure. But yeah, this Discovery set like changed a lot of things, changed the game in many ways. Yeah, so a year and 5 months ago I bought the Discovery set, and now I have the complete set, and that's all just because they all just affected me so much. And why do I love Hans Hendley as a perfumer. I think his conceptual mind is the best I've seen in perfumery, and the way that it connects with the scent. A lot of Hendley's work is represented by a one-word name. This one, Fume. This is Bourbon. Oh, no, this is Rosenthal. Bourbon. I love how each name could have alternate meanings, and I love exploring that. It gives you something to think about, and what those meanings, how they're tied together through the fragrance. But if you're getting the discovery set and you don't know what to try first, I would try just an entry into the different types of his fragrances. I would go for Amora first because I think it's an easy in, and then Blonde would be great right after that. I don't want to hit you too hard with the darker stuff at first, so you can have just those lighter fragrances. But then I would go Rosenthal before you go Fume. But then you can get into the deep, dark stuff. Fume, Bourbon, and then Moan, and then end it with Untitled, because that one is a nice little wrap up. I don't really connect with Entitled that much, but I like the scent, and I wear it more than I think I like it. Does that make sense? I wear it more than I think I like it. And the difference between the Bourbon Extrait and the EDC is obviously this one is a little bit deeper and richer. The Extrait, it has a little bit of an animalic tone, which I really, really like. There's Castoreum in here. I just really love this one in comparison to the EDC. The EDC is very easy to wear, but I would definitely spray this over it any day. Yeah, it's just so rich. And if you're gonna go bourbon, vanilla, and bourbon, I would definitely go on the heavier side. I'm always trying to find other people on Instagram or YouTube that have a more complete set of Hendley perfumes and are able to speak on them and describe them a little bit more. I, for one, I'm not really great at describing the nuances of different scents yet. I'm learning, I'm definitely trying, but I can describe how it makes me feel and how it leads me creatively and what it brings to mind. And these are all so classic and very creative and just very refined. They all have a very refined scent profile, and their compositions feel very, have like a classical feel to them. So this is Gino, and it's time for me to stop talking about fragrance and put these in a special place, because these mean a great deal to me, and I love these fragrances. I really wanted to be a completist on this, and deep in, like, inside my psyche, I want to track down Gia and Jade and Auric and all of the other ones. I don't really need to have them, but I just love to sample it and smell what those were. I have smelled Tama, which is an anointing oil that Hendley has made, and it, to me, I love it, but he said that if he were to do it again, he would probably know ways to make it so much better. But I really, really connected with that scent. And of course, Bloodline is amazing. And then his laboratory series, which is currently not being continued, but I think it's just been put on pause. It might continue maybe down the road sometime. But that was one of my favorite things during the year. it really kept me going during 2020. Kept my mind occupied. It kept me looking forward to something, and not that's the only thing I'm looking forward to, but it gave me something to, think about and anticipate. So, and it was definitely worth its money. If you look at the pricing for those, they're a little up there, but that's the only thing I would really invest in year after year, just blindly. I think it's so worth it on so many levels. But that's it. That is Hans Hendley. This is the entire collection in the 50 ml. There is a 30 ml size, which is really, really cool. It's I think it's more of a cube. And then there's a gigantic 100 milliliter bottle, which just seems massive. I love this size. I think it's such a really nice size, but the 30s are really nice as well. I don't know how big those 100 milliliters are, but those are available too. So let me know if you've collected a full set of something, even if it's a small 1, 2, or 3, or if you're looking to complete a set, or what set you'd love to have. And also let me know if you've tried anything from Hendley and what your favorite is. All right, thank you for watching, and welcome to this new year. Bye.